World War II CG-48 glider by Zach, Renae, Brady, and Nils.
This happened in the European theater. Conflicts in Europe. Hitler's army was in control of most of the mainland in Europe. The Allies knew that a successful invasion would help them win the war. Hitler knew this too and was expecting the Allies to attack the northwestern part of Europe. When the attack began, Hitler believed this attack was a distraction to keep the German army from going to the north. He also hesitated to ask for armed divisions to help in the defense. The Allied powers took out many of Germany's bridges and forced them to take many long detours. The U.S. role in the battle was to end Germany's power in France and attack Germany and finish the war.
This is a U.S. CG-48 glider that was designed by Wacker Aircraft Company of Troy, Ohio. This aircraft was America's first military stealth aircraft. People nicknamed this aircraft the Flying Coffin because gliders had no engine and had a crash land to land. Since gliders didn't have an engine, it got towed by a CG-47s, and then once gliders had some air to work with, it got unattached and glided past enemy lines. Gliders weighed about 3,700 pounds and had a wingspan of 83 feet and 8 inches. Gliders had enough space to carry 13 troops or 1 jeep. Gliders were used in the nighttime, hence the name for its stealth, and gliders were made of mostly wood, steel tubing, and fabric. The bottom of the glider planes were very unsafe because some of the pilots were shot from below as they were flying. Gliders had no guns, so its purpose was transportation. Gliders transported infantrymen, which were called glidermen, behind enemy lines, or transported a jeep behind enemy lines. Gliders were used in a wide variety of battles, like the Battle of D-Day.
The Battle of D-Day. It was called the beginning of the end of the war. The Germans were attacking the Americans and all the other countries outside of Europe and in Europe. So Americans, Canadians, and British planned a huge assault attack to put 156,000 men on the beaches of France Normandy. They began their attack for June 5th, 1944, but have to withdraw because of bad weather. They changed the date to June 6, 1944, and started sending gliders and paratroopers over into enemy land to secure the bridges and enemy land, so the enemy would not attack the beaches. After the enemy landed was secure, they started landing their troops on the beaches along the coast, fighting harsh battles from the Germans protecting their beaches. The beaches included Gold, Juno, Sword, and the Americans attacked Utah and Omaha beaches. By June 11th, there was 425,000 Allied and German powers killed in the battle. But the Americans and all the other forces had gotten 326,000 men over on the beaches and 50,000 vehicles. They started their march through France, winning battle after battle. By the end of June, there was over 850,000 troops in Europe and 150,000 vehicles, and they kept marching through France. By the end of August, the Allied troops removed German forces from France. No, the Allied troops were about to march into Germany. With the help of the Soviet Union from the east, Germany had no way of winning. Hitler committed suicide in the next week, and the Nazis had to surrender.